Alright guys, this is James Kempski. I'm going to show you how to do a moss lawn. So what I've been doing over the past 15 years, 20 years at this house here in Durham is trying to grow moss because I have so many trees, and as you can see, right now we're in the transition of winter to spring. And when spring hits, no grass grows. I cannot grow grass here to save my life. So years ago I decided to do a moss lawn, and it worked out great. Right now it's a little dull, but once spring hits, it's going to be nice and green, and you'll be able to see a picture of it right there. There's the picture. And that's what it looks like once it's nice and flush when the trees are out. But here's how I did it. Okay. First of all, with the moss, you got to blow it really good. You got to get all the debris off of it. Okay, and that includes the blower that I'm using, and that enables the blower to get all the leaves off of the moss, obviously. And then the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to pour milk on here, and I'll show you how that works. You can get a couple of expired gallons of milk at your local supermarket. I usually buy 2 or 3 gallons because I drink a lot of milk. And what I don't drink, once it expires, I use it for the moss lawn. And then if I need more milk, I just go to the supermarket and get some more of it. Alright, so once I finish blowing this lawn off, I'll go ahead, you'll be able to see what it looks like, and then I'll show you how I pour the milk on it. And it looks like it's going to be raining soon, which is good. So, but here's our trees. We got about an acre here out in Durham. And again, moss doesn't grow very well without milk, so you got to pour milk on this to grow. All right. I bet you're wondering why I use an electric blower versus a gas blower. Well, 2 things. I prefer electric because they're a lot easier to work with. I do have a battery blower, but the electric blower does not put out a lot of power when you're blowing the leaves, so it will not tear up the moss. So that is why I use the electric blower versus a gas blower. Now to show you some stuff on the moss here, we still have some debris left. So I have this contraption called a billy goat, and I will show you that. But since I got most of the debris off now, okay, what I look for is where it'll grow most at. All the leaves kind of dissipated the moss that was right here. Well, say hello. Say hello. Beatrice, good girl. That's her dog. But when you, now, this area here is doing really good. I'm starting this up. And the darker sod that you see here, this is great for moss growing. You can kind of see how it's really nice and green there. And now, in about 2 to 3 months, this will pretty much be filled with moss. But this is what we're trying to get right here. A nice thick coat on it. And that's what we're going to do. So, but the moss lawn is coming along pretty good. Landscaping's doing good. Got to do some more rocks and plant some plants right there since spring's on its way. All right. Okay, this is the famous billy goat. This is essentially a vacuum cleaner for your lawn. I had a buddy of mine give this to me. We had his house listed and he was unloading everything. He was just going to ditch it. I got a hold of it, worked on it, and got it running pretty good. But essentially, once it runs, what I like to do with it is all these little particles here, these chopped up leaves, I mulched them up with the vacuum cleaner before I blew them, by the way. This billy goat is really good at picking all these little items up, along with a lot of little twigs and the acorns on the moss. And this little guy here, this helps with the moss. So I'm going to let it roll and you're going to see how it works. This is the how to grow the moss with the milk. Alright, I went ahead and prepped everything. This little spot here is where I need to grow more moss. So I'm going to use this milk and we just pour it on here. And it causes an acid that coincides with the moss and helps it grow. It's like fertilizer for moss. That's all it is. Now for pets, we have a dog and we have deer that come in here. So once I let it soak in a little bit, once it finishes doing its little river stuff, and here she comes. Hey Beatrice. Alright. So it's soaking into the moss pretty good now. So I just take this box, and it also, in case it rains, it'll keep the rainwater off of it also. But basically, I'm going to have to get another box. I just put the box on there, and that's it. And in about a month, I'll have new moss. That's it.
Like this, right?
Hey, B. Oh, she doesn't see us.